6 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. This past weekend, I painted a ceiling.
Yep, it's beautiful.
And in order to paint the ceiling, I had to climb a ladder.
Yep.
And in order to climb a ladder, you have to climb down a ladder.
Yeah.
After you need more paint, and so you're up and down the ladder a lot. Now, let me just tell you in advance, and I know most of you probably know this, and even if you don't know me, you probably can guess it, that working a radio broadcasting job means that I sit a lot.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm pretty sedentary and pretty inactive, I think made that up and down ladder all weekend long experience very sore, painful. Mm-hmm. Then I'm looking at their information for Bing Howenstein. He's on the phone. and
He's the light at the end of the tunnel.
It sounds like sitting as much as I do is just as bad as some bad habits, including one that I quit, which was smoking. I used to smoke cigars a lot. And thinking I'm making myself healthier by doing that, and I guess I was, but unless I get up and walk around a little bit more than I do, then I might as well be smoking. Probably a bad way to put that, but
yeah.
But Bing is on the phone right now. We're going to meet him for the first time. I don't think we've spoken to him before. He is recognized as number 51 on the Inc. 500 fastest growing company listing. Oh, that's kind of cool. He's the founder and CEO of something called Back.Joy. Is it? Oh, Backjoy Orthotics. He's going to tell us some things we can do to prevent health problems in general. Good morning, Bing. How are you?
Good morning. I'm sorry to hear that you're not doing so well.
No, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I'll explain. But first of all, how did I do with your name? Is it Bing Howenstein? Am I doing it right?
You nailed it. That's it. Bing
Okay.
Howenstein, and our company's Backjoy.
All right, and where are you right now?
I'm in Boulder, Colorado.
In Colorado. I've always wanted to see Boulder.
We're the center of the kind of good for you industries, it seems, right now, between foods and everything else, and we're just part of that. In the wellness revolution, where we're all taking better care of ourselves, this seems to be a hot spot for us.
Okay. Now you'll be interested to know this. So when I was telling you about painting a ceiling, I was painting a ceiling at a store that's opening up this Friday for runners. They'll sell runners shoes and nutritional, things and water bottles and
T-shirts, shorts,
well, things to encourage you to go running and be active.
Oh yeah, well that's great. Movement is the key to life. Along with your diets, movement is really the thing that's going to keep you going, keep you alive, keep you from developing a whole host of chronic diseases and everything else. You want to keep moving.
All right.
They're right.
And my grandmother used to walk. She didn't run. And Robin's mom is over 80. I hope she doesn't mind me saying, but she walks all the time.
Yes, she does.
And she's
very healthy.
Wonderfully, yeah. They're going to outlive me. So do you walk all the time or run? What do you do?
I do a little bit of everything, but I too am at a desk all day. I mean, I'm working. Most of us, and the average across America right now is certainly around 9.5 to 10 hours, but I think more of us are sitting a little bit more than that. I mean, I'm at my desk 10 hours a day. So if you imagine, that's just in front of your computer, then you're in your car, then you're sitting down at a meal, then you're going to sit down and watch some TV.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good 14, 15 plus hours of sitting a day. And the fact is, our bodies just are not designed to be sitting. It's just biomechanically, all our organs, the way all the blood flow works, all the nutrients, how they move around your body, not designed to be in that sedentary position, not designed to be, sitting where muscles that are not designed to hold your back erect are holding it erect. And that's where, the incidence of back pain is growing and growing and growing. And that's why, back pain in general, 80% of us are going to have some form of acute or chronic back pain. And that's why these studies are now coming out basically saying if you are sitting about 6 hours a day, you're going to knock about 5 years of your life off. Okay, that's kind of a big number.
Wow.
And as you relate it to smoking, you were saying you used to smoke. A single cigarette, they say, would reduce your life expectancy by about 11 minutes. Okay, well, every single hour of TV you're going to watch will reduce it by 22 minutes, so that's double.
Well, I don't do much TV, so I'm good with that, but I do sit a lot. And you know what? Here's the interesting thing. You were talking about back pain. Knock on wood, I've had pretty good luck with my back. Just so you know, I'm almost 60 years old, so I've known a lot of people in my lifetime that have already had huge back issues, right? I've, knock on wood, like I say, my little superstitious nature comes out. But when I was on this ladder this weekend, because I'm looking up, my head is tilted back looking at the ceiling, at the end of the day, I did have not a lower back pain, but an upper back neck pain.
Sure.
I guess that's all part of that too. But that almost sounds inevitable. Well, I was in a car accident several years ago, and for about maybe a full year, when I would like tilt my head back and like pivot my head, I could hear it. I could hear something in there going.
I still do. I hear mine.
Making crazy noises.
It just goes there.
Oh, you can hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Your body is a very, very complex piece of machinery that so many of us kind of take for granted. And, when you do get in an accident, or if you are sitting for long periods of time at work, you're going to mess it up a little bit. And that's the sad truth thing. So you really have to take care and put the effort in to take care of your body. And the bottom line here is, with much of the stuff, even when you're up on that ladder, it really relates to one thing, and that is posture. And that's where you got to really say thanks to your mom, because your mom was right. And we sell our products in 40 countries, and we're all about fixing the way you sit, stand, sleep, and move. And it's all about posture.
What do you sell?
Whenever we ask this, well, we sell things that you sit on. So it's something that you put in your chair. It's called a Backjoy Sit Smart, and it gives you good posture. We sell shoes now that give you good posture from the ground up. We have pillows that you sleep on that give you optimal sleeping posture. Because you know what? Your mom was right. She said, sit up straight, stand up straight. She knew instinctively, we all know intuitively, that good posture is good for you. And that's what we all need to be focused on. So that's what our products do. We try and gently encourage your body to maintain good posture. So even if you're up on that ladder, we have a shirt that helps keep your shoulders back and down and
a shirt
in good posture. A shirt, yeah. So,
how does it do that? Well, how does a shirt do that?
Well, the shirt, it has some special technology in it that kind of gently pulls your shoulders back and down, so that if you could imagine standing up and sitting up straight as if your mom would, be there with a ruler behind your back saying, "Come on, sit up straight." It instantly puts you in that position. So you're not having to think about it or work at it, and you just automatically do it. Because a lot of us, we get into bad postural habits, and that's not really kind of our fault, because it's hard, it's tiring. But you know what? Bad posture is just not your fault. But not doing something about it is.
Women will love that shirt.
Yeah.
Women will love that shirt.
Yeah, you know what? It also it enhances certain parts of their body that makes them look better.
I got you. I had to think what Robin meant by that.
Yeah. So it's and that's frankly what posture does. If you ever see a woman walk into a room with good posture, she kind of commands the room.
Oh yeah.
And if a woman walks,
I don't think of it that way though. I don't say that to Robin. I'll say, look at her posture.
That's right.
That is a nice. I don't think I've ever said this.
I don't think so.
I think I'm going to start.
There you go.
I have no problem telling a lady that she's attractive, but I've never complimented her posture. I'm going to do this from now on.
There you go.
You have such nice posture.
That's right.
On a serious note, though, I want to tell you about an older lady I knew who had a what do you call it? A Dower's hump or whatever they call it. We have to take a little break because I want you to address that too. I want you to address, if you don't mind, the whole calcium thing. This is interesting stuff. We need to take a little break. It's raining 74 degrees here at the Paddock Mall, and we'll be right back and learn more. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, intervals of clouds and sun with a couple of thunderstorms around this afternoon and this evening. The high today, 88 to 92. And partly cloudy later tonight, though, 73 to 77. For tomorrow, intervals of clouds and sun with a couple of afternoon thunderstorms, high 89 to 93. Thursday, sunshine, some clouds, and maybe an afternoon thunderstorm, high 90 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
This weather brought to you by A&A Lockdock. Did you know that most break-ins happen during bad weather because it masks the sound? Don't be another victim. Protect your home and business today. Call A&A Lockdock, 352-867-1965. That's 352-867-1965. They've served our country. They've kept us free. and they need your help.
We're sitting in Veterans Park. You can't sit here not realizing that you're surrounded by heroes. There are a lot of heroes in our community. A lot of heroes, unfortunately, are not in good financial shape. They're hurting both physically and financially. We step in and help directly. Our role is to reach out to them. We're there to help the veteran. We do counseling. We do outreach. Sometimes it's just coming into the office and sitting down and saying, hey, I've got a problem, and you're talking to another veteran who understands that problem.
Everybody who works for the Vets Helping Vets are awesome, and they are so kind to everybody. They're like my second family. They really are.
They have been there during the holidays. I have gotten unexpected visits, assistance.
Vets Helping Vets of Marion County needs your help. Call today, 352-433-2320, and pledge your support to Vets Helping Vets of Marion County.
It really has been a blessing.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Hi, folks. Jim Lally from the Mortgage Center. I want to talk to you about WOCA and radio. Radio advertising works, folks. 3 shows on the Tom and Carey Real Estate Hour produce 15 calls for us, and it'll work for you. So if you've thought about it, get off the fence, make the decision. WOCA, radio advertising works. Call us.
News Talk 1370, WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults, so use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000, 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370, WOCA.
All right, 18 minutes after 11 o'clock, rainy out there, 70, believe it or not, 75 degrees. Boy, it's just staying cool out there all day long, but that's okay.
It's nice.
We're talking to Big Howenstein. He's on the phone out in Boulder, Colorado. It's that's one of the places I've always wanted to go. And he's talking about things that we can do to prevent health problems, especially our posture and our sitting. And I went to the website during the break, backjoy.com, and I have a question for him based on that. Bing, thank you for waiting. I do have a question. I have something serious I want to ask you about the calcium and all that. But I don't see driving on here. Do you have... I used to drive a lot more than I do now. But the thing I notice now is that because I don't drive as much, a 2-hour drive seems like torture. I used to be able to drive all day long. So I don't know if I need to put... My grandfather used to have this... like a beaded seat cover that he had. Do you remember those?
Oh, I do.
Like these wooden beads.
Yeah.
And he would sit on. I don't know what it did for him exactly, but what about the posture while we drive?
Well, I can speak to you firsthand about that since I just drove my family from Michigan to Colorado the last 2 days.
Oh, man. Did the car smell like cheese when you were done?
It was okay, but if you go to our website, backjoy.com, and you check out our Sit Smart line of products, we have a couple different versions that release the Posture Plus. And these are products that you would sit on anywhere. You can sit them in your chair while you're sitting there doing bills at your chair right there, working in front of your microphone, and you could put them in your car or even ride on an airplane with them. And basically, these seats work anywhere. What they're doing, we were talking about posture before, they're going to instantly perfect your posture. Just like your mom told you to do sit-up straights, can do it for you. But more than that, it's actually going to raise your pelvis up and float it over the seat like it's on a shock absorber for your spine. And what that means is you get better blood flow. You're going to breathe better. Your spine's going to be held in the right position where it can move freely. And this is nothing else in the world can actually do this, which allows your pelvis to move freely. Your pelvis are those elephant ear bones at the base of your spine. When that can move freely, your spine will follow. That allows your body to work almost as if it's standing. So we're kind of fixing sitting in a way and letting your body work the way it's supposed to. So all that blood flow and those nutrients can get into those bones, and you can prevent osteoporosis. You can prevent back pain from occurring.
Yeah.
So poor posture can also contribute to respiratory problems?
Oh, sure. There's a lot of studies out there that will show, and they gauge it by the VO2, and that's the volume of oxygen that you're able to kind of produce through your body. So you can try it yourself right now. Just slump over your chair as you are right now, because you're not sitting on a Actually Sit Smart. Slump over a little bit. You're going to feel your gut stick out, and if you try and breathe in and out, you'll feel that it's kind of hard. Now sit up, put yourself in great posture, get your shoulders up and erect, and roll that pelvis forward. You'll feel how your diaphragm is in. You can take a much deeper breath and much more air expelled from your body. That's a very simple way to show you how much better your breathing can be with good posture.
So let me tell you about this lady I knew for about a dozen years ago, so it's been a while. I worked for 3 years at an assisted living facility here in Florida. At the facility, I got to know some of the people who live there. Obviously, they were older people, and there was one lady I want to tell you about. She had, she was hunched over seriously. She had a large hump on the back of her, on the upper part of her back. And at one point, she showed me a photograph of herself, and she was standing perfectly straight. What shocked me was that the photograph she showed me was taken 3 years earlier, which means that hump developed in 3 years. And I thought, wow. I mean, she was probably close to 90, but I just didn't realize it. And so can you comment on that? What might have caused that, and what could have prevented it?
Well, again, a lot of that is about posture and maintenance of good posture. So that may have started from a very early age, even though it manifested itself later in her life. When you have that slump, when you let those shoulders kind of droop over, your muscles become contracted, and you start using the wrong muscles in the wrong ways to kind of hold your body erect. And you're training your body to sort of head in that position. So as you get older and as the blood flow slows down a little bit, the nutrients aren't moving as well, particularly if you've been engineering your body into that new position, that's where it's called a dowager's hump, will come from. And you can prevent that, but you have to do it at an early age. You can't let yourself get into these bad habits of being too relaxed, of just slumping because it's easier. As I said earlier, your bad posture is not your fault, but not doing something about it is. So you can very easily end up with a hump just like that if you're just used to being lazy and not. Let's say you've never done a sit-up in your life, you've never done any core exercises, you've never tried anything like yoga where you're going to be exercising that core. You will probably end up with some problem similar to that, where your body's just not. You're going to re-engineer your body into a design that it wasn't meant to be in.
Do you advocate women to wear high heels and platform shoes?
I'm afraid I have to say no. So that's heels. We get asked that question a lot because we just launched a new pair of a new line of footwear that's really great, and it really stacks you up from bottom to top. Because you can imagine this, and this goes back to the woman you're just speaking of. Your head weighs about 13 pounds, so every inch forward that it gets out there, that's putting another 20 pounds of stress on your back. So that relates to your footwear, because your footwear starts that whole process from the bottom up in terms of how that biomechanical design works. So if you're tilting those heels up and forward, that's going to change the way your pelvis goes, that's going to change the way your back goes, that's going to change where your shoulders are, and ultimately your head. So you're going to be messing up your body a little bit. So while heels look great, don't wear them all the time. See if you can supplement by wearing flat shoes. Check out our footwear, because we have a neutral footbed that balances you and keeps you, we call it the world's first standing shoe, in great posture from the bottom up.
Wow.
And the same goes for men, because men do, heels for women are a wallet for men. Because a lot of men might be sitting there right now listening to this radio with the wallet in their back pocket while they're sitting.
Well, they both serve the same purpose. The heels will get the men, and the wallet will get the women.
That's right. The wallet will keep the women till it's empty.
There you go.
By the way, you keep mentioning that my mother might have told me to stand straight. My father was the one who told me to stand straight. Straighten up.
Was he?
Yeah, straighten up. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was a World War II vet. He was a policeman, and he didn't like us. He didn't like us walking around slumped over. By the way, it's interesting on your site, because when you think of posture, you normally think of standing or sitting. You don't think of lying down. And you have some sleep things as well. The pillow, I'm looking at the video right now, that it looks like it kind of holds the form of your head or the form of whatever is pressed into it for a short while. Explain how that works and why that helps.
Well, it's all about sleeping posture, optimal sleeping posture. And what we've done is we've created a pillow that, there's those kind of hard, thick, and, hot memory foam pillows that everyone thinks you're supposed to have because they give you all this really tremendous support. Well, you can't move in those. So what we did is we tried to give you that support, but let it feel like a nice soft down pillow, because your body's going to move a lot naturally when you sleep, and you don't want to be locked into one position. So we let your body with this pillow move into its most natural position, much like our seat does with your spine and pelvis. This is what we're doing with your head and your shoulders, so that you can either sleep on your side or on your back and move back and forth throughout the course of a night's sleep and not wake up. And that's really the key. So we give you that support that balances your head in the right place, but lets it move freely at the same time, so you can breathe better and sleep better.
Bing Howenstein, thank you for being on there with us today. The website is backjoy.com. You'll see everything that Bing has been talking about. We're going to wrap it up just a couple minutes early because we have a Robin Williams thing we need to do. But sure. Thank you for being on the air with us today. And how's the weather in Boulder, by the way?
It's a beautiful day in Boulder. I'm sorry to hear it's raining for you guys, but once it stops raining, make sure you get up out of those chairs or out of your cars and move around.
Move around
and get your body moving.
Get walking. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Bing. Thank you. That was fun.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
It's rodeo time in Florida. The 32nd annual Ocala Shrine Rodeo returns with the best of man, muscle, and a stampede of horsepower. August 29th and 30th, witness America's #1 sport and the greatest show on dirt. Showtime, 7:30 each night at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion. For rodeo information, call 352-402-8808. August 29th and 30th. Don't miss the Ocala Shrine Rodeo.
Sign up for this year's Marion County Heart Walk and be part of a local movement that's helping others live longer, healthier lives. Join me, Corey Poole, your 2014 Marion County Heart Walk Chairman, and walk with me on Saturday, October the 4th at the Baseline Road Trailhead. It's a free event promoting physical activity and heart-healthy living. To find out how you can help fight the #1 killer of all Americans, visit us online at marionheartwalk.org.
Are you or a loved one struggling with trauma or substance abuse? Do you have questions that need answers? If so, join the Refuge and WOCA on Recovery Talk Wednesdays at 11 a.m., where we will discuss addictions and mental health disorders that affect our community. The Refuge is a leading detox, residential, and outpatient treatment center for adults struggling with addictions, co-occurring disorders, and trauma-related issues. Recovery Talk Wednesdays at 11 a.m.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your mobile Verizon rep. But not just here, I'll deliver the phone to you in your home. While I'm there, I'll only sell you what you need and I'll personalize it to you. Want to have me get you connected? Then call me at 352-528-0020. I even offer unlimited home phone service for just $20 per month. Just call me, your mobile Verizon rep, at 352-528-0020.
Habitat for Humanity of Marion County is a ministry dedicated to improving lives by providing affordable and decent housing. Help them help others by visiting the Habitat for Humanity Ocala Restore at 926 Northwest 27th Avenue. To schedule a donation, give us a call at 401-0075 and we'll come pick it up. For more information, visit ocalarestore.org. Habitat for Humanity of Marion County.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. We first saw him on TV's Mork and Mindy.
Remember me, Mork from Ork? You once called me the nutso from outer space?
Robin Williams, dead of asphyxiation. Police call it a suicide.
I just was so moved and affected by the loss. I wanted to be near other people that could be grieving and mourning this loss.
That fan at the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Among his many movies, Dead Poets Society, The Fisher King, and Good Will Hunting, for which he won an Oscar. Williams was 63. Reaction as Iraq's president picks a new prime minister.
Yes, the Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki is calling the nomination of Hadir al-Badi a violation of the constitution. The international community, including Iran, have joined the US in welcoming the new leader.
Fox Radio's Emily Wither. Another blow to Atlantic City's gambling business. The Rebel Casino Hotel will shut down after failing to find a buyer in bankruptcy court. The Trump Plaza and Showboat casinos are closing within weeks. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Too many burgers topped with chicken fried steak dipped in nacho cheese would do a number to your arteries. Grime and sludge do the same to your engine, but without that delicious flavor. Luckily, Napa has Seafoam motor treatment for just $7. So with $7, grab some Seafoam at Napa and get your engine's arteries clean. And eat a vegetable every once in a while. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer expires 8/31/14.
America was built by people with a few dollars and a dream. And while many don't know it, there's one path to success that still only requires a dream and about $10. That's right. If your dream is to start or grow your business, something as simple as the right business card could make all the difference. And today at Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 full-color business cards for only $9.99. That's right, only $9.99. Just go to Vistaprint.com and enter promo code 2000 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code.
Habitat for Humanity of Marion County is a ministry dedicated to improving lives by providing affordable and decent housing. Help them help others by visiting the Habitat for Humanity Ocala Restore at 926 Northwest 27th Avenue. To schedule a donation, give us a call at 401-0075 and we'll come pick it up. For more information, visit ocalarestore.org. Habitat for Humanity of Marion County. Building homes, building hope, building community.
Here are today's headlines from the source, WOCA. The Florida legislature yesterday swiftly approved new maps that will alter several of the state's congressional districts after a judge ruled the current districts were illegally drawn to benefit the GOP. The changes would alter 7 of the state's 27 congressional districts, but it's not certain if the revised map will change the makeup of Florida's congressional delegation. Republicans currently hold a 17-10 edge. The vote was largely along partisan lines as Democrats complained that the new map still does not reflect that Florida is a battleground state with a divided electorate. The Senate passed the measure 25-12, with the House following by a 71-38 vote. Holding a tiny edge over expected Democratic challenger Charlie Crist in a recent poll, Governor Rick Scott will make his third stop tomorrow in this area. In the past 2 months, he will be in the Villages for his second appearance in just 40 days for a pair of 2-hour Veterans Medals ceremonies at the Eisenhower Recreation Center at 3560 Buena Vista Boulevard. The first ceremony is at 10:30 a.m. and the second is at 2 p.m. On the 4th of July, the governor visited the massive retirement community for the opening of his campaign office on Old Mill Run in Sumter County. A poll released last week by Survey USA shows Scott holding a 2% lead over Crist. Scott is no stranger to the Villages or its billionaire developer H. Gary Morse. Although state budgets are usually signed in Tallahassee with little fanfare, Scott opted to sign in 2011 during a packed rally in the Villages town square. Morse gave $100,000 in June to a group supporting Scott's re-election campaign, on top of $70,000 the developer gave the governor in May by way of about 24 companies affiliated with Morse. The Star Banner is reporting that 5 Marion County deputies were suspended without pay during an investigation to determine if excessive force was used during the arrest of a suspect last week. The deputies are named in the report as James Amadei, Adam Crawford, Trevor Fitzgerald, Cody Hopple, and Jesse Terrell. The report states that the incident in question occurred on August 7th during a drug sting operation that netted the arrests of 5 suspects charged with various drug violations. The specifics of the excessive force allegation were not detailed in the report, but a videotape is referenced that, according to the sheriff's office, will be reviewed. The mugshot of one of the suspects shows him with a bruise under his left eye. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement will handle the investigation in conjunction with the state attorney's office. Imagine receiving a phone call from your utility company saying they're about to cut off your electricity. The caller ID looks like it might be a legitimate phone number, but you know you have paid your bill. The caller says, "I can stop this, but only if you pay me." Well, it's a scam, but there's a new twist. Instead of asking to wire money, a new scam wants you to use Green Dot, buy a prepaid gift card, or use PayPal to pay your bill. Scammers using reloadable debit cards, gift cards, or PayPal is not new, but it is growing, and it lets them get your money in a way that you'll never get it back. Scammers can use computers to make it look like they're calling from one place when in fact they're actually someplace else. If you get a call, email, text, or even a visit from someone telling you to make a payment via PayPal or to buy a Green Dot card or any other gift card, it's probably a scam. Call your utility company on the phone number that appears on your bill, describe what happened, and report the scammers to the Federal Trade Commission online